Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jackie, and this is the first episode of a new series called Coffee Chat, where I talk about some of my thoughts and perspectives on all things in life and the changes that come with it. Of course, over a cup of coffee. Alright, so if you're new to the channel, I spent the last 7 years working in finance and recently quit my job. And today, I want to share with you some of the reasons why I decided to leave my job in finance. Before I go into the reasons, I want to tell you guys a little bit more about myself. I studied finance and marketing at NYU Stern, and going into college, I always knew I wanted to do something in business, but I wasn't exactly sure what that meant. In freshman year, I was interested in fashion, and I wanted to work at the intersection of fashion and business. So I did a freshman year internship as a Market Week intern for Chloe, and working in the industry made me realize it wasn't exactly the career that I had pictured. As I was feeling kind of lost, I noticed that almost everyone around me was pursuing investment banking. So I became naturally curious and went to a couple of networking events where you see school alumni who are working in the industry and offered their advice. And the people that I met there were eloquent, they were driven, and they were confident. I wanted to be one of them. So I became interested in investment banking, not because I knew exactly what the job entailed, but more because the type of people that worked in the industry embody the person that I aspire to be. Looking back at it, I still think it was a great career choice for somebody who just graduated from college. I learned a lot on the job, and I think the skills that I developed, the analytical thinking, the attention to details, and also the communication skills are all incredibly transferable to whatever career I want to pursue next. All right, so recruiting for finance starts very early in college. These days, I hear you start recruiting almost as soon as you enter college before you even have the opportunity to take relevant coursework, so internship becomes very important. For me, I did my first finance internship in my sophomore summer at Morgan Stanley. I worked in the fixed income division, which is different from investment banking, but still, it was something relevant that I could talk about during my interviews. And junior summer, I landed my investment banking internship. It was a really busy summer. I learned a lot on the job, and also it gave me a glimpse into what life would look like if I pursued banking as a career. After the internship, I got the return offer and I joined the company after I graduated college, and that's where I spent the past 7 years. The first 2 years I spent in investment banking, and after that I moved to asset management. The nature of the job is very much the same, but my work-life balance has improved significantly after I moved to asset management. In asset management, the nature of the work, it's still quite similar to banking. You're still focused on investing, but you also work closely with portfolio companies, and a lot of the work streams were recurring. For example, on an annual basis, we would work with the portfolio companies to come up with their operating budget, and there's reporting due on a quarterly basis. So that allowed me to plan ahead and take more ownership over my time. Part of the improved balance also comes from becoming more familiar with the job. And as I became promoted and more senior on the team, I also had support from the analysts and associates on my team. All right, so now we have talked about why I decided to go into investment banking, how I started my career there, and how I later moved to asset management. Let's get into the reasons why I decided to leave finance. So mainly there are 3 reasons. The first one, I talked about work-life balance being improved compared to banking, which is true, but generally people still work a lot in finance. And if you're working on live deals, which usually has a very tight timeline, you're constantly working towards just getting things done. Meanwhile, your to-do list keeps growing. There are definitely slow days on the job where I felt like I could do this forever, but most of the time, you're still working long hours, and over time that can lead to burnout. The second reason is corporate culture. Finance is a very male-dominated industry, and in my experience, I was the only woman on my team in New York. While that doesn't mean you can't make professional connections with your coworkers, it does make things a little bit harder. And some of you may say, well, you don't have to be best friends with your coworkers. And I agree with that, but I still think having strong relationship matters. One, you're working very long hours with the same group of people. And two, having sponsors who support you can be crucial for career advancement. The last reason is a more personal one. I've worked for the same company over the last 7 years and never had the opportunity to explore other career options. So I want to use this time to take a break and recharge, but also explore other career options. So if you're thinking about getting into finance or making a career transition, you can follow my journey here. I'll be sharing more content over my experience in finance over the past 7 years, but also what life looks like after leaving Wall Street. But just remember, your path is unique and there's no single set of right answer to life. But still, I hope you find this video helpful and thank you for watching.